Alright, here is the video on how to do the review for the Unit 6. I'm probably going to end up having to do 2 videos because this is a long review and I can only do 15-minute videos, so there'll probably be 2 up there. Alright, question 1. The hockey team played 82 regular season games last year. If they won 44 of them, what is the ratio of wins to losses? So we want to do wins to losses. Alright, they played 82 and they won 44, which means however many that they didn't win, they lost, right? So we have to do 82 minus 44. Let's break out the calculator. 82 minus 44. I'm getting 38, which means 38 losses. So if I have to do wins to losses, it's going to be 44 to 38, and it says simplest form, so let's reduce the ratio. I think I can probably divide both by 2, and I believe that would give me 22, and that should give me 19, right? 38 divided by 2, 19, there we go. And that's the simplest form. Alright, the ratio of the measures of the vertex angle to the base angle of an isosceles triangle is 8 to 5, right? We'll draw a picture first. And remember, the vertex angle is the one that doesn't match the other two. The base angles are the ones that are congruent to each other because the legs are congruent. So it says the vertex angle to the base angle is 8 to 5. So if I put 8 there, I have to put 5 there, which means 5 there. Attach a little x at the end. And how many total degrees in any triangle? Should be 100 degrees, right? Triangles, sorry, 180 degrees. What am I saying? So 8x plus 5x plus 5x equals 180. Combine your like terms, so 18x equals 180. Divide by 18. And you get x equals 10. So if you plug it back in, you have 8 times 10, 5 times 10, and 5 times 10, which is 80, 50, and 50. If we were to double check and add that up, I think we get up to the 180 that we wanted. And they want the measure of the vertex angle, which is the 80. Alright, so this guy is my 80. I have 50 here. Whoops. And 50 here. There we go. So 80 is your final answer. Alright, the ratios of the measures of the angles of a triangle, again 180, right, is 8 to 3 to 4. So 8x plus 3x plus 4x is 180. So that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15x, right? Equals 180. Divide both sides by 15. And we get x equals 12. So let's plug that back in. So I have 8 times 12, 3 times 12, and 4 times 12. All right, 8 times 12. Let's see here. Oops, 8 times 12. We get 96. I'll move my calculator over so you guys can see what I'm doing here. 3 times 12 is 36. Double check me there. 4 times 12 should be 48. So if we add those up, 96 plus 36 plus 48, we get the 180, which means we did it properly. We add those up, and they want the measures of the angles. So it's 96, 36, and 48. All right, moving on. Cross multiplying. Back to day 1 stuff, right? So 8a equals 10 times 10. So 8a equals 100. Divide both sides by 8. 100 divided by 8 is 12.5. Alright, next one, cross multiply. 9b equals 3 times 6. And that's 18. Divide both sides by 9. B should be 2. Any questions on either of those? Hopefully that you guys are pretty good with the cross multiplying. Remember, the product of one diagonal is equal to the product of the other. And product means the answer when you multiply. All right, next page. All right, here we go with some binomials, and you have to remember to put them in parentheses. All right, so we've got 7 times k plus 10 equals 6 times 2. So we distribute, you get 7k plus 70 equals 12. Subtract 70 from both sides. And you get, what is that, 7k equals what's 12 minus 70? Negative 58 divided by 7. Whoops, what did we do wrong here? Negative 58 divided by 7. And you get, let's round that to negative 8.3. Okay. Next one. 6 times v minus 9 equals 9 times 10. So 6v minus 54 equals 90. Gotta get the 6v by itself, so you're going to add 54 to both sides. So 6v equals that 144. Divide both sides by 6. And you should get 24. Alright. Hopefully there are no questions there. Alright, this one is tricky. So they want us to do the scale factor from figure B to figure A. Alright, so what I did here when I looked at this the first time, I was like, alright, what's my smallest side here? Isn't my smallest side here 12? And that has to correspond with my smallest side here, which is 9. So see how they're not facing the same direction, so we got to be careful. And they want B to A, so we have to do that, makes it 9 to 12. But if I divide both top and bottom by 3, wouldn't that give me 3 to 4? So let's just double check. What's my biggest side on the left? And I think my biggest side on the left one is 28, right? And my biggest one on the right is 21. And again, if we do B to A, that's going to be 21 to 28. I can divide both those by 7, divide by 7, divide by 7, and I get 3 over 4. So a little double check there, and we're right. So the scale factor from B to A is 3 to 4. If they asked for A to B, you would say 4 to 3. All right, so I would color code these. K goes with V. L goes with W. And J goes to U. All right, so let's see here. Looks to me like the 25 goes with the 20. And then green to orange goes there. So if I were to set up a proportion here, I would say 25 over 20. I went left to right, so I have to go left to right again. Minus 23 over 2x plus 2, and we can't forget our parentheses, and then cross multiply. So 25 times 2x plus 2 equals 20 times 4x minus 23. All right, now we have to distribute. So that's 50x plus 50 equals, distribute here again, that's going to be 80x minus, oh goodness, 20 times 23 is 460. I would subtract 50x from both sides. Add your 460. So 30x equals, is that 510? This should work out nicely. Divide by 30. and we should get 17. Right there, I scratched out a pair of zeros. Basically, I divided top and bottom by 10. So then all I had to type into the calculator was 51 divided by 3. But it would have been the same thing, 510 divided by 30. I would have gotten the same answer. All right, again, color code. So C to W. These are facing the same direction. D to X. Oh, yeah, they are. Look at that. Which means E to Y. All right, now it says CDE is similar to WXY with a scale factor of 4 to 3. We need to find the perimeter of this guy. Well, okay, so let's add up all these pieces here. So we have to do 13, 29, 22 to get the perimeter for here. And then we'll figure out the perimeter over there. So we get 64. All right, now we can set up a proportion. 4 over 3 equals 64 over x. Cross multiply. Three times 64 is 192. Divide both sides by 4. And we get x equals 48. All right. So just to double check, if I were to put 64 over 48 into the calculator, and then reduce the fraction, which is math, enter, one of the coolest keys on this calculator, I get, oops, I can't see that very well because it's right there, but you get 4/3, which means it's the same ratio, right? 4 over 3, and my calculator said 4 over 3 with the perimeters as well. So 48 is your answer. All right, say if the triangles are similar. If so, state how you know they are similar and complete the similarity statement. Okay, so I see that I have two pairs of, I have a pair of parallel lines here, which means that I have this angle congruent to this angle. Those are corresponding, and these guys are corresponding. And well, this one, Q, is congruent to itself. So I would say, yes, they are similar by angle, angle, similarity. And they do QRS. So following that same direction, I would say QUV. All right. Now this one, I would do a small, medium, large, because all they give me are side values. So if I do that here, it's 30, 39, 42. And over here, 10, 13, 14. All right, if I divide all those, 30 divided by 10 gives me 3. 39 divided by 13. They went with H first. And H is between the small and the medium. So I think H goes together with K because that's small and that's medium. Then it jumps over to G, which is between the smallest and the largest. So L, because that's the smallest and the largest, they are between 10 and 14, which leaves me with F and M. Okay, so they do H, G, F, so I'm going to follow that up with K, L, M. Triangle K, L, M. All right, I'm going to run out of time on this video, so I'm going to stop and we'll just have to do a part 2.